amazing.
Shannon Morrison.
And this is the Divine Play Podcast, a practical guide to living your life with joy. So we are coming at you with just a little note about season two.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
It's
And it's
different.
gonna be different. It's gonna be totally different. We loved talking to other
Mhm.
practitioners and change makers and people who are out there making a really positive impact in the world. And we heard from a few listeners that they kind of wanted something a little more personal.
And I loved it too. And it doesn't mean we're not going to ever bring a person up and have a conversation with somebody else either. But I do. I want to get closer to our community and get closer to the souls that of the humans we want to support and that are just like us and move the world into a better place.
I feel like that we're an episode of like teachers and coaches, they're just like us,
Mm.
like the celebrities and what is it, like People Magazine or whatever, like celebrities, they're just like us. I too can be a hot dumpster fire of a human being. My life can look like a mess. I get triggered,
Mhm.
I get upset, I get stuck in my story, I feel
Mhm.
like I slide and go back in time, and I'm like, oh my God, how did I end up here again? And one of the
Mhm.
things I heard from people, talking about our show is they loved our show so much and it was definitely uplifting. But the thing that I heard kind of consistently was like, man, I'd like some practical tools on how to actually change my life. And sometimes it didn't feel specific for people. So Shannon and I wanted to do something for you guys that was a little bit different, and I'm gonna give Shannon the floor for a second and let her kind of explain the new direction that we're going to be taking for you guys. And and go, pressure's on.
I'm I was like, and go. I'm gonna do what? I'm like, okay, ready, set, go. No, we are totally going to do what we do best. Like, I feel like it's gonna be like girl talk. Like, you go and you out for coffee and you really talk about whatever's come up for you because that's what kind of like we do for coaching, right? What's come up for you, and then we just riff and we figure it out. We find a solution. We put in some tools and expertise and maybe some crying tears together kind of things too, but it gets to be real talk. And I think that's what our community were missing was not that they didn't gain insights, not that we didn't showcase amazing humans. And last season, like we talked about dumpster fires, we talked about long dark nights of the soul, we talked about the shift shows that we were able to create over time. And but it wasn't like we didn't dive into those pieces, right? Like the shot, like you drop a mirror, because everybody's a mirror of ourselves. I just talked about this today. Like you drop a mirror and it's all the glass shards, and like how the hell do you put those together again into being a human that is like doing things, that is functioning, that is not sitting, on the couch wallowing and sitting in our story forever. We get there. I got there 2 weeks ago. I haven't even told you that. 2 Thursdays ago, I was like, Santa. I was like, I don't even know what this is. And Tim was like, twice in 10 years, I think we're doing pretty good. It's
That's
like, okay,
that's a
a
pretty good
shift of
record.
like, I think it's fine. But I think that's what it is. It's like, okay, so like we all picked up the pieces. We all are creating this because we went through our story. We moved on because we had a reason to move on, whether it be kids, whether it be we wanted to create, whether it be just like part of the healing process that got us to here. But how do you choose the piece of the mirror that got broken, or how do you choose the cement to put it back together again? And I feel like that's the real talk. Like the personalized questions of what is the first step. I mean there's just so many questions. There's so many things that we could talk about that you and I could riff for hours about, and that is going to be what this season is going to be about. It's going to be a short segment of us riffing and showing our personalities probably a little more, showcasing like our heart and our soul and the gifts that we have to give the world, and little pieces of like what we do for, what we've done for ourselves that we love to teach other people, because we've been in the messy storms. Not everybody's messy storms. Everybody has their own unique journey, but that's what I feel like this season's about.
Yeah, and
Thinking back.
I think what I mean also too, I want to clarify like what does you and me riffing mean for the people out there who maybe don't understand what that's going to look like for them. And what I find is that the real magic tends to happen when I'm helping somebody understand how to find their own way out of their painful story and their difficult experience in real time. And
Mhm,
so these are going to be a lot more geared towards that real time exploration of inviting each and every one of you out there listening into my dumpster. I'm going to invite you into my dumpster to go through the embers and the ashes and the sometimes still burning flames of what is on fire in the dumpster that is my life, right? Like, like when I say, like, yeah, I used to be a hot dumpster fire of a human being, and like now I have my shit together, like, I got you. That's what I always tell people. Because I think
mhm,
sometimes, like, people tend to think that, like, oh, like educators and coaches and guides and transformative coaches, spiritual teachers, whatever, that we somehow just like have all of our shit together, and we just kind of don't. Like,
mm-mm,
we have got some tools, we've got some fire extinguishers, like we can show you where they are, we can show you how to operate them. And like sometimes my dumpster still like catches on fire and like
mhm,
goes up in big flames. So like, I'm going to invite you into my dumpster. I want you to see what's in here. And like sometimes it's a really cute little trash can from Target. It's not always a dumpster. Sometimes I feel like I've contained my dumpster down. I've compressed it into this like cute little adorable thing from IKEA that maybe looks like a badger, and it's just like hanging out in the corner by the toilet. So I'll invite you into that too. But sometimes, it's really good to understand like how somebody who's been exactly where you've been got to being where they are now, which is where you want to go. And so for
mhm,
me, that's what that is going to look like, is inviting you in, like, and showing you like, hey, this is how I did it before. And like, I remember when I felt that way, because I can't fix anybody through this podcast, right? Like, we're not working
mm-mm.
with people one
Oh,
on
no.
one. We don't have the ability, like, we're not therapists, we're not clinical psychologists. Like, we can't heal anybody. Hate to break it to y'all. We can't heal you, but what we can do is we can tell you how we healed ourselves when we went through something similar. We can share our story. And that's what this season's going to be about for me.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I have nothing else to add.
Okay.
I mean, I made it short and sweet. It's always it's this is like seriously. I'm like, we're just gonna riff. And Marilena has like this grand way of describing my very small world of like, we're just gonna riff and it's gonna be beautiful, it's gonna be amazing, and it's going to connect with you because like you, we have been where you are. And Marilena is like, yeah, and then all of that happened. I
I'm
love
a
it.
storyteller.
I
I'm
know
a
amazing
storyteller.
you're such an amazing storyteller. I wanna get my
It's just what I do.
blanket and my Badger trash can, and I am here for all of it.
Yeah, but you know what? Yours is a different animal. What animal is your dumpster that you've
Ah,
condensed down? What is it now? What is your trash can shaped like? What does it look like?
it's gotta have some sort of, like, fangs and claws because it can't be like a beautiful phoenix or anything, so I don't know. We're gonna have to ask the community. I'm gonna have to think about this. This is too much pressure.
Mine is
Um,
a honey badger. Honey badger don't give. Like, mine's a honey badger. 100%.
honey
I'm glad I
badgers
said
are
badger.
awesome. Okay, like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a baby hippo. I need a baby hippo.
Oh, I like baby
'Cause
hippo
they're
trash
so
can.
adorable.
That's right. It's like your inner child hippo. Gotta love it.
Mhm.
All right. Well, we're gonna try to
Alright,
keep these
friends.
short. That's another thing that's coming in this season. We're gonna try to keep these to 20 minutes or less, actually, I do believe, correct?
Mhm.
All right. Okay,
Absolutely.
cool. Yeah. So with
Alright, we'll
that,
see you.
well, season two begins with the question: how do you transform in the first place? Like, how do you even start? So if you wanna know the answer to that very amazing question, come and listen to episode 1 of season 2.
I'll see you next time.
All right. Bye. Toodles.
Bye.